If you're debating between hiring a full-time employee or a virtual assistant, stay tuned because this video right here is going to save you thousands of dollars and honestly every single month. In this video, I'm going to break down the real numbers of what it costs to hire a virtual assistant, what types of ways you can hire a virtual assistant, also comparing those costs to what it would look like to hire your own full-time employee. By the end of this, you'll see why smart founders are moving away from traditional hires and over to a leaner, faster, and smarter, as well as more scalable way of growing your company. Before we jump into the numbers of hiring your own virtual assistant, I actually want to talk about the misconception around virtual assistants. And I had this myself as well. I thought that this is just a random person who's going to help me with random tasks here and there, halfway across the world, who I won't really be able to connect with, and who probably is cheap hire and just won't be able to do the task up to the expectations that I have. When you are bringing on a virtual assistant, especially when you work with my company, Scaleback, we pre-train, we extremely vet very, very qualified virtual assistants that will plug into your business, not to do these tedious tasks, but to really create an SOP, to create a process around what you are doing so they feel custom into your business and will take over the task and the processes and projects which are taking up your time so you can get that back and focus on bigger and larger things. I'm not just talking people who have worked a little bit and who may be qualified. No, these are college educated, pre-trained, and very highly specialized in the role and the skill that you are exactly looking for. If you do set things up properly and if you do follow the right procedures, you will be astonished by the talent that you will find in the virtual assistant space. And when we come to the cost savings, you're not just saving costs on the hourly rate that you're paying these people, but there's so many more hidden costs that you may not be thinking about right now. When you're contracting and working with a virtual assistant, you don't have to worry about payroll taxes. You don't have to worry about health insurance. You don't have to worry about office space or equipment and all of these different overheads that you traditionally have to worry about with a traditional hire. You are saving so much more than what we're really just going to be talking about in this video. Before we're going to jump into the real numbers around everything, I actually want to quickly talk about the types of virtual assistant companies, agencies, how you can bring them on yourself, and really what your options are when it comes to the virtual assistant space. And then, stay tuned a little bit later. We're going to dive into the numbers, but then also really those benefits when it comes to cost savings, and which is going to allow you to scale leaner, faster. When it comes to getting your virtual assistant, a lot of agencies, it seems like you can't do it yourself. I'm here to tell you, you can absolutely do it yourself. You can Google, you can do research on ChatGPT on how to bring in a virtual assistant onto your team. And trust me, you can have success that way as well. You need to be understanding what type of talent are you looking for? What really stands out in the interviews? Where do you find this talent? How do you set it up? How do you contract with them? How do you get them into your company? How do you keep your data secure? There's so many aspects of this in this workspace and in this structure that is really, really crucial for you to get right. And that's just finding the talent and bringing on a virtual assistant. But then there's a lot of different things and a lot of different frameworks that we teach and that we handle at Scaleback on how for you to have success with that virtual assistant as well. Once you get the foundation and the structure and everything right, I can guarantee you that you will have immense success with your virtual assistant. When it does come to agencies, there are a lot of different types of agencies that you can be working with. A lot of agencies that I've seen in the past is they actually do a placement fee model. This is where you're paying thousands and thousands of dollars before you even get to meet the talent, before you even get to interview them, where they need to have the assurance that, with the placement fee, that they're going to handle their talent acquisition, find it for you, introduce them for you, and then good luck after that because they've already gotten paid. Then there's other agencies, which kind of the bucket we fall into with Scaleback is, we're a little bit different, but I want you to have success. I want me and you to be working together on a long-term basis. The more success you have, the more success I have, because we're in this together. So we made it super, super simple. No placement fees. You do not pay anything while we're finding the talent and really customizing that person for your business itself. You simply start paying that hourly rate, flat hourly rate for everyone when that person begins working for you. So if you want to have a consultation, a quick little strategy session on what that is and exactly how a virtual assistant can fit into your business, be sure to click the link below. You can schedule a strategy session with me where we can just simply have an open conversation about what you think about virtual assistants, what it is, how it can be meshed together, and how it can fit within your business. I would love to have a conversation with you. All right, let's jump into the real numbers. But keep in mind, there's so much more benefits and cost savings, honestly, that you're getting with a virtual assistant compared to a traditional hire. No payroll taxes, you're not responsible for taking care of that. No health insurance or benefits, you're not responsible for taking care of that. You don't need to provide them equipment, they already have their equipment. You also don't need to have the overhead of having an office that they can go into every single time, every single day, because they also handle that as well. The amount of overhead costs, so the hidden cost that you're also saving, is astronomical. You know, it really does boil down into that, including with the numbers that we're going to talk about right now. You will be saving 75% off a more traditional hire. And if you have that foundation and if you structure everything right, I can guarantee you that you will be getting just as good of a service and just as good of a team member as that traditional hire. So I'm here to help you guys with that. So again, click below and we'll have a conversation. Okay, so let's get into the numbers. When we're comparing a employee salary versus hiring a virtual assistant, it's a drastic change. And, you know, taking consideration everything that I talked about earlier, about all the benefits, the holiday pay and everything like this, and payroll taxes, which you're not responsible for. This is just talking about the numbers. And on average across the whole entire nation, so this is obviously including New York, LA, but also areas as Louisiana, North Carolina, Texas, Colorado, where I'm located, everywhere in the USA, on average, a good executive assistant's salary is right around that $82,000 a year. Is it worth paying $82,000 a year to get an executive assistant? Yes, I believe so, because trust me, your life will completely change. But of course, that is a hefty bill to kind of put on as a company and as something as you're trying to scale. Let's say when we compare this to working with a virtual assistant at $13 an hour, what that yearly salary or that yearly service bill is right around $28,000 a year. And that's a year. So that is already 65% off of what you would be paying a traditional employee here in America. And as we talked about, if you structure things properly and you get things set up the proper way, you will benefit almost exactly as good as having that person in person, because you're going to be meeting with them. They're going to be understanding you. They're going to be knowing what you need to do and have custom solutions for you. So the impact will absolutely be there for 65% off on a yearly basis. When we look at this on a monthly model, the traditional employee is $6,880 a month. And the virtual assistant, and this is for a full-time team member to join you, will be right around that 2,000, mark. You know, in the agency world, the range ranges quite a bit. It can be everywhere from $10 all the way up to $25 per hour. So let's kind of settle at that 15 mark as kind of a good average that you can be looking at when you are working with an agency to help you establish that relationship, find that virtual assistant, and really ensure your success going forward. At that $15 mark, it's $28,000 a year, $2,400 a month. And then also when you do a standard typical employee hire on an hourly basis, that's 42 hours or $42 per hour. And working with a virtual assistant, it's all the way down to that $15 per hour. So to wrap this whole video up, the last few sections I want to talk about is actually the hidden cost of that no one really thinks about, but also the hidden ROI that you will be getting from working with a virtual assistant. So a lot of these hidden costs when you are hiring a traditional employee in this executive assistant, marketing associate, a role a virtual assistant can take over, is you're going to spend a lot of time training this employee. They're going to come from other companies, going to have experience, and they're going to bring it in. They might not be exactly how you want it to happen to work for your business. So that's going to be taking up your time, reducing your productivity. There's going to be holidays. There's going to be paid holiday days, paid sick days, also distractions. When you're working in the office, there's going to be a lot of distractions with employees kind of going through. When you are working with a virtual assistant, they are really focused on the tasks that you are giving to them, as well as the process and structures that you are kind of giving them to work on. When it comes to the hidden ROI of working with a virtual assistant, it all boils down to one word, and that one word is honestly efficiency. When we've spoken to multiple of our clients, they're saying that the virtual assistant is actually doing 30 to 40% more work than the counterpart who was working with them before as a traditional employee hire. The reason for this is, one, the work ethics with the virtual assistants that we're working with is extremely high, because we do find the best talent and we pay that talent extremely well. So they want to give you the benefit because they love their job. They love working with you. They love being with you. So they want to have that fruitful relationship for many years to come. But they are extremely focused when they are sitting and when they are working on the task for you to do. They're really focused on the job itself, but they're also very independent when it does come to the job and when it does come to what they're working on. They're thinking independently, they're coming up with better solutions, they're coming up with more efficiencies because they're focused on being an executive assistant. They're focused on being a marketing associate. So they want to make your life as simple as possible and as easy and efficient as possible. So they're going to see different miscues maybe happening behind the scenes that you're not aware of, and different ways that they can optimize the process and kind of give you more of that efficiency and more of that time back. All right, so to wrap things up, I kind of want to take a zoom out and really look at the larger picture and more of the human side of things as well, right? Yes, when you're working with a virtual assistant, you are benefiting quite drastically on that cost basis, very drastically actually, when it comes to the real numbers and the cost basis. You might be thinking, I'm underpaying these virtual assistants in another country when it comes to it. I can assure you with Scaleback, they are getting paid extremely well for the job and for the talent, for the quality that they're bringing to your business. I want to tell a quick story about my first virtual assistant. Actually, he came to me one day almost on the brink of tears because he was just so ecstatic and so excited and happy because he had the ability, after working with me for a year, to actually save up enough money to take his whole entire family, immediate family, on a vacation to Japan. This is something he's been dreaming about for so many years and for such a long time. And us working together and us, me giving him this opportunity and him helping me out on many ways that I am so thankful for, and which impacted my life so greatly that I was able to give him this opportunity to take his family comfortably on a vacation to Japan. You hear these stories all the time with more of my virtual assistants as well as my clients. They truly sit me down sometimes and thank me for absolutely changing their lives. So you're getting, of course, the cost benefit and the kind of the cost discrepancy when it comes to working with a virtual assistant, but just know on the other side, you are strongly and having a huge great impact on not only these people but also their family and as well as their communities. So that's all I have for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me in that strategy session. Add your comments below. Have you worked with virtual assistants in the past? How has it worked? How have you structured things? Kind of let me know how that relationship was. So I'll see you in the next video, and good luck out there. Bye.